And let's go. Let's do some coaching. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Sure, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. How are you doing, mate?
Pretty fine. And you?
Nice. Yeah, I'm doing great. Doing great. Just woke up, walked the dog, and
How
uh,
is your dad doing?
yeah. Okay. So you are on the stream, right?
Well, I were in the stream.
Yeah. It was so weird. Like, but yeah, he's doing fine now. Um,
Okay.
how do I call you? Do I call you Fancy or something else?
Fancy, it's okay.
Okay, awesome. So let's see, Fancy. We're gonna do this coaching this morning. What time is it for you right now?
12 a.m.
Okay.
It's night already.
Yeah, okay. So I will try not to make this too long so you can still get some sleep.
No, don't
Uh,
worry.
okay, awesome. So let's see. I don't have much information, I think, on you as a player. So what if we start by that? Can you like give me a little like introduction to like how long you've been playing, how long you've been playing Trend, because I'm guessing you're playing Tryndamere, and just a few tips, a few info, like do you have any particular objective regarding the game, etc. Just so I know you better as a player.
Okay. First of all, my English is not pretty good.
Oh, it's all good. Mine
And
either.
but,
It's fine.
but I don't understand all your saying. So don't um I don't know, don't be impatient with me.
No
Well,
problem.
I have played like season 5. And in season 5, I didn't rank. I rank till season 7, and I started playing Tryndamere. I don't know how long ago, but it was a really easy champ and hyper carry champ, more in low heals. So I started playing top side and jungle. Then I took like a season playing ADC, Lucian ADC, and
Mhm.
then I restart playing Trent in season 11, I think.
Okay.
So maybe in season 11, season 12, I start like thinking that okay, I'm stuck in bronze like between season 7 till season 9, and then I start improve my macro skills and skills of on Trent in season 10, season 11. Now in season 12, I reached gold for my first time,
Okay. Good
and
job.
in my first split, I reached platinum.
Okay. Good job. You're climbing. Nice.
Yeah. So I start in this first split and the last season watching Fog, watching Ranger. Uh, I started watching you. Like I
Awesome.
was searching for content to improve my gameplay with Trained, and there's not a lot of information.
Yeah.
So I start to see builds, see strategies, see what can I do with the champ, what combo makes it impactful in the game, and stuff like that. So
Okay.
now my goal is reach emerald
Mm-hmm.
or maybe diamond.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. We'll work on everything and try to get you there for sure. So whenever I'm doing my sessions, I'm doing my coachings, I will try to find in your gameplay like the one, two, three, maybe four weaknesses that if you work on, you will get the more results from it. So what do you think these will be for you? Do you have any idea of what's holding you back?
Sure, maybe I don't know if it's the game, but sometimes here in LAN, it's the server I'm playing. Uh, Sometimes I get a pretty good amount of victories, and then I'm on the bottom when a lot of loses, and I think most of the time are of my teammates, and I don't know when my teammates are behind and when I'm ahead, and the other team is like go and you can even do where you're supposed to be. in the game. So
Mm.
maybe it's my most trouble things, but some things I'm the leader of the game and I screw up. So maybe my micro IQ decisions are my most, I don't know. I don't know how to carry, maybe.
Okay. Okay, I'll try to help you with that for sure. So are we doing live coaching or do you want to watch VODs that you played already?
Uh, I would like the life coaching.
Okay.
I'm very nervous because this is my first coaching.
Nice, it's fine.
So
I got coached by Ranger myself, and when I got coached by Ranger, I was preparing this coaching for like a year and a half, but I had no money for it, and then I had the money, so I put like so much pressure on myself. But then it goes away after a few minutes, and also like you realize that it's not gonna help the coaching, you know. And I'm not gonna judge you. I've been like coaching 120 players or something. I've been coaching like any level, any elo, and I really like. I am not looking for good gameplay. I'm not looking for something like nice, interesting solo kills, etc. I'm just looking to see how you play usually and try to help you do it better. That's all I'm looking for. So yeah, you can just start
yeah,
sharing your screen, look for a game, and we'll keep doing a bit of talking until we find one.
okay.
Grieta del invocador. Grieta. I didn't know that was the word.
Clasificatoria solo duo.
Hey, what? Oh, okay, that was Arab. What I just said, but
It is
okay.
ranked solo duo.
Let's go buscar partida. I like that. Um, maybe just sometimes if there's something like I have a hard time or you have a hard time understanding, but you seem to be understanding everything. Maybe I can try some Spanish. I have some Spanish bases.
I understand pretty well English just because I don't practice a lot. So I see all my YouTube videos in English. I see Netflix in
Mm,
English, but I don't really practice my English. So
okay.
it's pretty difficult for me to just vocalize my thoughts
Yeah, makes sense.
in
Makes
English.
sense. Okay, it's fine. I mean, I will be the one talking the most during this session
Uh,
anyway.
but but don't worry, I can make my thought process like out loud,
Oh
maybe.
yeah. That was something I was gonna say. So during the session, I mean, you've seen some of them. The more you can like think out loud, the more it's gonna help me for sure. But during the game, like you don't even have to do it. I will ask my questions whenever I need them. And then if you've seen any other of my coaching, you know that I have two exercises that I do with all of
Mhm.
my students. So the first one, you know, it's gonna be doing the thinking. So whenever everyone will have picked their champion, I would like you to pause, look at the champions, and tell me everything you can think of that will be useful for the game. That's it. Just like, okay, this matchup goes like this guy has the scaling, like whatever you think could be useful, you just tell it to me. That will be part one. And then the part two is when we get into the game, I would like you to like tell me a bit about jungle tracking. um
Okay.
just where's your jungler, where's
Uh,
the enemy jungler, that's it.
okay. I usually ban Jax or Malphite.
Mm-hmm.
Depends. I'm gonna just ban Malphite because I don't want. I'm pretty bad at grasp gameplay.
Yeah, the thing.
I don't really
Yeah, I
enjoy it.
realized that even into Jack's grasp is really good. It can make like bad matchups good, but it's not really fun. Like you're playing for 10 CS minute and to get 0-0-0 and then to
Yeah.
outscale at 25 minutes. So it's not the most fun gameplay.
Uh,
I agree, especially for coaching.
in in the laning phase, when you are with grasp, you only took like short trades, but that's not even like short trades. Malphite raises your attack speed, so you can do like 2 punches
Oh yeah.
when
Like,
you.
I go for just one grasp auto. I don't trade HPs if it's not for a grasp proc. That's basically how I see it. So yeah, it's pretty boring, but I like it. But I'm not
Okay.
gonna force you
And
into
in
it.
the late game, you can. like um, I don't know, maybe because the lack of attack speed, it makes it feel like you are not doing the damage you're supposed to be.
Oh yeah, but you're demolishing turrets though, and that's what you're
Well,
playing
yeah,
for.
yeah.
That's
I
the whole
usually
point.
do this
Demolish.
deal, demolish,
Okay, nice. Uh,
and what I see,
wait.
they have.
In your runes, bottom left, you have takedown and not the very bottom left. Wait.
mm, this one.
No. The corte.
Ah,
Uh,
sure.
oh, I think you should take the thing at the right, at the bottom right, all the time. Yeah, this la ultima battaglia. Oh yeah, on Tryndamere you should take this every game.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, it makes sense.
yeah, for sure. Okay, so you can do the thinking now. Tell me about the game.
Mm, I like our combo. Okay.
Okay, it's fine. That's why I don't like to do it in champ select, because sometimes it just dodges and you think for nothing, you know. Yeah, la ultima battaglia is like so much, like it's always good. It's never gonna be bad, and the other one can be good whenever you're gonna face a tank or hit the tank, but usually if someone has way more HP than you on Tryndamere, it means that it's a Malphite, it's an Ornn, it's a Maokai, it's someone that you're not gonna hit anyway, or it's gonna take forever. So might as well
Okay.
take something that's gonna be useful into every single champion.
Okay. Sounds like. Yeah, because most of the time I want to be low. Okay.
Also,
What?
so you told me you've been watching Fog, and you've been watching Ranger, and you've been watching me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it right there. It's not. Oh, nice. Now we get jungle. Awesome.
I should
Yeah,
play
maybe.
with mid
Yeah,
and try dodge.
maybe you can ask for top. Who knows? Maybe he's gonna give it to you. I don't know how nice are people in LAN.
Mm,
No, bro, sorry.
mm.
Okay. I mean, if you, yeah.
It tells that he's stressed with jungle.
Okay.
Okay. He
Okay.
says that because the team didn't see the call, so he prefers to play top. So
Okay, makes sense. I can respect
so
that. So
should I
you can
dodge?
dodge. Um. So yeah, what I was gonna say. I mean, I don't really like to say it, but I think it's useful information. Be very careful with forked content regarding at least the builds, and
Well, I don't really
that's about it.
like the actual bug content because he's playing like rank with irons,
Hmm.
and I don't really like that type of gameplay because he is morphing.
Yeah.
So I like to see that the really macro high elo stuff with strength.
Okay. Nice. So yeah, okay. I'm glad that you saw that as well, because sometimes I remember at the time I stopped watching Fogged because he was putting the title like high elo gameplay and it was silver, or he was putting like OP builds unbeatable and it was like AP Trint and it was not OP, and so then I was like, okay, let's go back to someone more serious about it.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you know?
because I
Yeah.
I, I start to watching you.
Okay. Awesome. I'm happy because I started creating content when I realized that, and I was like, okay, maybe because Ranger doesn't put like full videos and he hides map, Fogged does fogged content for the views, and I was like, okay, maybe there's a room to take, and maybe I can create the content that I would have liked to have um, myself, and that's why I started doing it. So I'm happy that you found it and it's been helping. Do you know Ule? If I tell you about Ule, do you know?
Ule. No, I don't know about that one. About
Okay.
that one.
Okay, so Ule, also a Tryndamere player. He used to be named Ule ZX, just like Ranger ZX. He's always on Ranger
Ulex?
stream. Um, like the last two
Yeah.
letters of Ranger, like I think it's Z
Uh,
or
uh,
ZX. Um, so anyway, this guy, he reached rank 5 last season on EU West and rank 1 in EU Northeast, and he plays Tryndamere, and he's really good. Yeah, and if you go like on yesterday's stream, for example, yeah, he has some Tryndamere gameplay in the top lane, and he's so Ranger is a bit better than him in the overall game knowledge and how to make use of Trynd after mid game, but
mhm.
Ule in laning phase, he's probably like the best. He's probably even better than Ranger, and me, of course. They are both better than me. So
Okay.
I would drop to you his channel if you need like Tryndamere content. Maybe that can
Oh
help.
yeah.
And then there is another guy. His name is Bocap, but the thing is, he streams in French, so you are not gonna really have the audio to help you. But
The
if
only thing that I know in French is because my girlfriend studied French in high school, and
oh, okay,
we say all the nights like good night in French.
oh, you say bonne nuit.
Yeah,
Ah.
well, we pronounce it like Mexican, but
Okay,
we
okay.
we say like bonne nuit, repose-toi, je t'aime beaucoup, à demain.
That's cute. That's okay.
And we say it like in other languages. We know now and Spanish, English, French,
Mm-hmm.
Italy, Portuguese, and Catalan.
So you say all of these before going to say.
Well, at the beginning, yes, but there was like two misunderstandings, well, confundations, and then we just say like what um what idiom do you want, and we
Okay.
just choose.
Okay, that's so cute. You could actually surprise her by learning another one at some point, and
Yeah.
then. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so I sent you like Boca because like even without the audio, you can still like look at the gameplay and maybe learn from it. And yeah,
Yeah.
so those are like all the good Tryndamere content creators that I know of. Also, I heard about one guy, Step or Stepson. What was it? Stepson?
Yasuke, I watch it. Well, I don't really watch like mid trends because I
Hmm.
know it's very impactful in the game, but I'm very um proud of being a Trina top. I, I
Hmm.
I don't know. I started playing Trina top, so I don't know. I think Trina is very mid, but I still really like Trina top.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I'm the same. So I didn't talk about Yasuke, not because he's not a good player, but because it's very specific. Like he plays Tryndamere in a very unique way. He
mhm.
probably still goes phase rush. He has his unique playstyle of Tryndamere, and the ones that I sent you have a more like common playstyle that is like easier to replicate and work on. Uh,
Yeah.
but but yeah, he's good in his own way, and also it's mid trend, and that's why also I stopped watching that much Fog Ranger because sometimes he only plays mid, and I'm a top lane
But
Tryndamere player.
I will top mid because I don't want to took too much time on you.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Because you don't top mid usually.
no, I usually go top jungle because I play pretty decent B.
Mm.
and or maybe Diana or maybe Sejuani. It depends.
Okay, okay, okay. Have you tried the Tryndamere Jungle at some point?
Yeah, I have played Trinity Jungle, but I think it's pretty rare, and some of the comps don't let Trinity Jungle shine. So
Yeah.
because the lack of tanks or the lack of CC,
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't really play Trinity Jungle.
Okay, okay, yeah, it makes sense. But it's fun. I like it whenever I got
Mhm.
the occasion.
Have you seen my OPGG?
No, I didn't look at it. Can you send it to me?
Yeah, sure. I just gonna pick this one, and I'm gonna one. Oh, Queen is my most difficult play against.
Mm.
Okay, how do I send you?
You
Mm,
can just copy paste
just
the yeah the link.
yeah. I start playing with Strybaker with Blue Build.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty good on Trint, just because the mobility and the slows, and you can catch all the players that have like pretty much all the champs that have mobility. So
Yes.
that's
Okay.
why I prefer Strybaker.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I've started to play it a few times. I think I will only go straight breaker whenever I feel like I need to stick on them, and that makes the difference between sticking or not sticking. But you can build whatever as long as you play according to what you built. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fine.
Mhm.
You don't have like one best option on Tryndamere that always works. It's not like when you started. When you started in season 11 or 12, you went Kraken, Navori IE or Gate Force Navori IE, and that was it. But now you cannot
Mhm.
build Gate Force with Navori. You can build Gate Force with IE, and you cannot build Navori with IE. So gonna
Ye-
change the way you build. Yeah.
Now I don't use the Gale Force just because it took a lot of cooldown.
Oh yeah. It's
So
so nerfed.
may-
So
yeah,
nerfed.
so I prefer go to Strybaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think Stradebreaker is the new Gate Force, basically. Um.
Well, I'm going to Irelia.
Mhm.
So I think my comp is too aggressive, and their comp is more late game.
Mhm.
I think the jungles are O'Neil is pretty weak in early game. B is very strong early game. So maybe B is gonna delete O'Neil in a 1 vs 1. Bot lane, Senna and Seraphine are scaling champions. We have Anami and Miss Fortune pretty early game and mid game and late game. So, well, maybe not Miss Fortune in early, but it's better than Senna. So, in terms of mid, Jace and Twisted Fate, I don't really see this matchup already, so I don't know who leads the lane. Maybe Twisted Fate is gonna roam every lines because of his ult, and Irelia has Ignite, so she's gonna be like super aggressive and early. So I need to be careful. In team fight, I think we have better team fight because of Beast ult, Nami's ult, and Miss Fortune ult. We have a lot of area, and they have Senna and Seraphine ult that are more like support ults. and Irelia she can tank all of us, but I don't know. Maybe this is a Strikebaker game just because of these four squishes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, really nice. And then regarding the matchup, what can you tell me about the Tryndamere versus Aurelia matchup?
Well, Tryndamere wins level 1. Level 2 is hard because she can stack. Well, level 1, maybe I can want because she has Ignite. So if she charge she's passive, she can beat me. So I usually go with my team to these bushes just because if they want to invade or they invade us, I can be there. And then if no one is coming to us, so I go to red side just to ward if just to check if Neil is gonna. Okay. I don't want to fight this. Their group. But well, I think I outscaled Irelia if I win the early game. If I don't win the early game, I think I'm gonna be struggling because she's gonna play for a Ruin Queen and she's gonna tank all my autos with her W, I think. And she's gonna spam his Q and she's gonna have his passive back. So he's gonna be and I don't know. Maybe I should have early trade just because I want to see how good she is with the matchup. And I want to the early. Okay, just I will let Elila push because she took loads of first. So I will play safe.
Okay. So what's
I
gonna be the
will let
plan
her.
now? Yeah.
Well, I will let her crash. I want to push, slow push the wave just because I want to be common blue side, and then we can see if she can gank me.
Mm-hmm. If you're not gonna fight, you should press Q on CD.
Well, I think it's a 4v5.
Yeah, hopefully he reconnects. We'll see.
She's gonna recall and get an item back, so I need to push this slow to get a cannon wave and then a recall.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly should be here already, so I should be careful of the needle gank. Uh, I should go there earlier.
I think you shouldn't go there. But I will explain it after. Um,
Okay.
Okay, I mean,
Well, I'm gonna start with the Starbreaker. Just
there's a chance that it's gonna be an early FF, unfortunately.
Mm.
It's pretty sad.
and that's my teams on land. It's pretty much out of my control. But there, I didn't want to burn flash. That's why I was like just waiting for my E. I don't want to. And now I'm kind of fucked because she gets the early lead. Okay.
Okay. And it's still comebackable. So what's gonna be your plan now for the next few weeks?
Well, might be 0-3, so maybe I should create bigger waves and then go mid for a roam or go ward his the nail the jungle. So I'm gonna fast push this. Oh, actually, she's level 4 and she has no flash. Okay. Uh, I mean, it's probably so bad. Well,
Okay, it's fine. It's still very comebackable. So now you come back on the lane. What's gonna be your plan?
well, she's gonna get back. Well,
So if she
yeah,
goes
she's
back, what should
gonna
we do?
recall. Well, we need to play safe. So maybe just do again a slow push and then do what I was supposed to do to well, nail the Smith. So she's level 5. I think I can go dive her. It's a cannon. The place your award. Okay. I don't get anything. I'm gonna do this curl crab.
Mm-hmm.
Irelia is there. Okay, they're coming for me. I think they're gonna die. Yeah. And now my lane is screwed.
Yeah, it's good for now. Like if you're playing in GM, I would say the game is over. But these guys are gonna give you opportunities to come back. So
Yeah.
all we need to
Well,
do is
I
find those
usually, when
opportunities.
I start from behind like this, I just push one lane to get like the most experience and gold that I could.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, what should I do here?
I mean, you're doing it great. If you cannot walk up, you should not walk up. And if you can walk up, you should walk up.
Okay, this is very terrible.
It's fine. And as long as you keep thinking, okay, like even if you're in a terrible situation, you still have a best play. You still have a best option, the best thing to do.
Yeah,
So
I think I'm gonna finish the Strike Baker. She's gonna back, so maybe I can push this lane because she has no TP. But it's a cannon wave, so I want to push it fast just because I want this girl. And what should I do with my next wave? At least what? I just want to crash. Okay, it's okay. Mm, we'll go back. I don't have too much options in
okay.
this.
So what's the plan?
Well, she's gonna have the first tower, so I rather let let him do the first tower just because top lane is gonna be safe, and maybe I should go. Well, I don't know what to do now. Maybe just resist and keep praying for my jungle to don't die again.
So what do you say that she's gonna get the first tower? You think you cannot defend the turret?
And maybe Neil is gonna with Herald gonna dive me again. Maybe I can set up freeze here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Now Irelia has all the chances to win because she has all the platings. Now she has a shutdown. She's here.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to farm.
Okay.
Maybe when it's past mid game, I'm gonna do like some rotations. Like here is gonna be dragon, so they're gonna play for dragon. Irelia's on top again, just because the team don't need him. Or now I should recall here. No. Uh, that's why I say if she had the early, she's gonna got me.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, she has
Mm,
worked now. Let's see what's the state of the game. I mean, it's if it gets like into like too much of a stomp, like the whole game, because it's not only you. We will like look into this game, but also into the replay of another one that you've played. So we get more content, more value. But for now, like all I'm expecting from you is to keep like thinking, what's my single best option,
Okay.
and try to play for it.
For now, just okay. Clash.
So what is it? I need to hear it. What's your best option?
Here, well, I should go bot, maybe. Or I should keep top. I go to mid just because I saw Nidalee low, but there was a lot all okay. That was a misplay from me.
Mm-hmm.
I would have that shutdown and then I could come back from the game.
But at least it shows that you can, or you could have put yourself in positions of coming back. Um, mm. Okay, when you come back on the map, where do you go and why?
I should go bot because Errol is on top, and if I keep coming top, I gonna face Irelia, and I don't want to face Irelia right now.
Mm-hmm.
My bot lane is doing okay, so I just need to keep myself alive and get resources. And I need information that helps me to win the game. And now
Um.
I don't know. Well, Neil is on top.
Okay, now I'll ask you a more general question. Um.
Okay.
So you have ways of winning this game. I've seen like
Yeah.
worse games being won. So what are those ways? How do you as a team win this game? How can you do it?
We as a team, maybe we can get these shutdowns to get ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And I want well, here it is well, so I can do really anything. So nah, this is a stomp.
It's fine. So I would just, I think I will create
uh,
a.
I think this is my bad. This is like one of 10 games that when I have real stomp.
Well, it's good that we have one of these because I mean, even if this game in particular was a stomp and it's rare, I'm
Yeah.
sure that some of the mistakes you made are mistakes that you do every game, even when you are stomping. So, are you in Latin America Norte or Sur?
Norte.
Norte. Okay. Um. Okay. Okay. Um. So you can stop sharing your screen. I will start sharing my own, and as I said, like so you get the most value from this coaching. We'll look at this game, but also at another one. So we have
Sure.
mid and late game also, and yeah.
This is not usually where how I play.
It's fine. It's fine.
It was like a terrible play.
Yeah, we'll look at another game anyway. So to and there will be like no um
Yeah, sure.
yeah, you won't be during a coaching, etc. Okay, todo listo, really nice. Because yeah, I had a pretty low quality during the game, which is fine. I still was able um, to get the information that I wanted.
But if you see,
It's
well,
gonna be
you
better, I
saw
think.
that my jungle was not pretty good.
Uh,
And I
yeah.
don't know. Well, most of the gameplay was my fault just because I took wrong decisions.
Mm-hmm. So we look at like the decisions that were like just during this game because it was particular, etc. We won't focus too much on them, but I'm sure that some of them were mistakes that you gonna consistently do, and I would try
Okay.
to show you that and see if you agree or not.
Okay.
So now, yeah, I just created my LAN account so I can spectate the games there directly.
Sure.
Up, up. Why am I not getting into it? Mm-mm.
Maybe in this game I should go higher because I started from behind and then I could like farm efficiently because my farm wasn't pretty good.
Um, I think that once you're behind, building Tiamat or Iron Spike Whip, you can still go like Stridebreaker, but having Iron Spike Whip or Tiamat is really good because this way you can just defend a turret and just clear the waves again and again. So yeah, it's not necessarily about Hydra, it's about
Yeah.
having a way to deep push. Okay, but it's gonna take a bit of time though. I mean, let me see. Okay, so what I can do is I will share my own screen. I will still show you, even if it's gonna be low quality. I will still show you the things from this game, and during that time, this will be installed, and I will be able to show you like on another game how it works.
Okay.
Okay, so let me go here, my Twitch channel. So you see my screen share, you see my mouse moving, it's working?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Up, up.
But what do you think about my gameplay and my I don't know general like moves and abilities?
So I mean, I only saw like one big mechanical error. I mean, maybe two because one time you didn't press Alt, or actually maybe
Mhm.
twice. But like mechanically, like as we said, like Tryndamere is not the hardest champion. Uh, it's hard to like completely master, but it's not hard like to make it function. And usually, it's not even what I look in the gameplays because this gets better over time. Now, the only issue that I can have with someone gameplay is like the reasons he does what he does. And it's the only part where I feel like, I mean, which is pretty encouraging. I think you need to put more intention in what you're doing and connect a bit more your plays to your waves. And then it's gonna be very easy. So you have some good like reflexes in your thought, like being like, okay, I need to fix this wave, I need to crash here, etc. But it could Like it was often you often went for the second best option and not the best option. So I will try to
Yeah,
help you like go for the from the second best to the best one, basically, if it makes sense.
yeah. I usually think that League of Legends is like a new anime that I'm watching that's called Blue Lock. I don't know if you have heard
Mm,
about it.
yeah, I watched a few episodes of Blue Lock.
Well, it's like the the IQ of football, but here is like the predictions of League of Legends.
Mhm. I
I
like that.
I like I I like to manage my mentality like what should I do in the future to predict, but I don't usually go that further.
Okay, okay. So I mean I don't know what's happening. Where is my replay? So oh, maybe because I'm downloading this. Um I mean they say 18 minutes, but it's already a third of it, and they were saying 24. So maybe we'll have to wait for it, and then I can still like teach you a few things during that time. So I would first show you like my notes.
Okay.
These are the notes that I put. So let's take them chronologically, you know. First thing
Mhm.
first. So regarding the thinking, I really liked what you did because you kind of like followed what I usually like ask people to do or teach them to do. It's kind of up, up. Can I do like matchup by matchup? And then after doing matchup by matchup, we look at the team fighting. So the strengths of our team fights. Well, we have MF ult, we have Nami ult, we have Vi ult, like you said, and then they have like Seraph, Insane, etc. And we can look at the scaling, and oh, by the way, I never interact with chat, but here Uzi Busey followed, and it's my 400th follower. Got to 400 with him, so thank you so much, bro. Welcome in here, and we're 400. Let's go, Pug. Anyway, so yeah, and then regarding anything like the scaling or specificities, like for example, Twisted Fate versus Jace, we don't know much about the matchup, but we can see that Jace has Ignite. He can look to be more aggressive, and TF later, well, he has his ult and he can impact the whole map, etc. So Twisted Fate is actually really good into split pushing, because if you're split pushing with Aurelia, well, he can just ult to the side. He can just ult to the side and then TP back to the team fight. So it can be tough split pushing just because of him. But it can be also really good if you manage to like stomp your side. Aurelia has no TP, so if you're winning the side lane, they're fucked because they cannot send Aurelia if you're winning it. You're gonna kill her, but they can send Twisted Fate because Twisted Fate is like so easy to kill as Tryndamere. He has no phase rush or anything, and then they're just fucked. Like so, your win condition, Vi ult, MF ult plus Nami ult is a win condition in team fights, and maybe mid snowballing could be a win condition, for example. So you did like pretty well. I really like what you did. Only thing that was wrong in your thinking, so I'm just gonna teach it to you, you know. But that's why it's important to do the thinking and then observe what's happening. Nidalee is not weak early. Nidalee is an early game champion. Nidalee is weak late game. So when you think about it, Nidalee early, level 2, she has 4 abilities, basically. When level 2, Vi has 2 abilities. That's one way to think about it, you know? Like, but at level 6, she doesn't spike that hard. She doesn't have a ult or anything. And so usually Nidalee players, what they need is to get a few kills early to snowball the game. They need to be ahead. Otherwise, if they go even, they lose. So yeah, it's just an information to have regarding the Nidalee champion. Other than that, like the whole thinking was really good. So now we're gonna get into the game. So one thing that I think you can push a bit further is how you told me that usually you just go bot with your team to see if they invade or not, and if they invade, you're stacked, etc. And maybe if your team invades, well, at least you're there for the invade, etc. I just think that you need to bring it to the next level by being very practical about it. For example, do we have like a good level 1 tool in our team? Like, do we have like hard CC on Jace, on Miss Fortune, Tryndamere, on Vi, on Nami? What's your strongest level 1 ability?
Their or ours?
Yours, your
Or
team.
it's Nami because she has the CC
Yeah,
early in the bait.
Nami Bubble. Okay, and
Yeah.
what's theirs? What's their strongest level 1 ability? Do they have a potential for invade or counter invade?
Well, Senna, if she level up, she's stunned, and Tistefit if he level ups his cards.
Mm-hmm. And you can even have good Aurelias. They know that they lose level 1 versus Tryndamere, and they will actually take E level 1 so they can last hit from far. So you could have actually Aurelia E, Twisted Fate Q, and Senna, it's her Q, I think. No, it's not her Q, it's her W.
Yeah.
So you have like kind of 3 CCs versus 1 CC.
One.
So now what you can think of is if we are grouped as 5 and they're not, maybe it can work. If not, like, or even if we're grouped and they're grouped, we lose it. And if we're not grouped and they're grouped, we lose it as well. So here, like, you could kind of be the one seeing that Nami is in base and pinging your team back already, you know. Like you have to be the one doing the thinking about the level 1. If you had a blitzcrank and they had nothing, I would be hard pinging, invade, ping blitz, invade, you know. If they have a thresh and you have nothing, it would be hard pinging, thresh, go back or cover, etc. And you kind of like need to be the maestro, you know, be the one making the calls, making the plays. So here it's not on you because you are not going crazy, etc. But you get the idea of you need to be a bit more practical. It's not by default I'm going bot and then we either invade or counter invade. Is do we have any chance of winning that invade or that counter invade? If yes, I will call it. If no, I will call it, and that's it. You know, pretty much.
Okay.
So still not a big deal so far. Like nothing too crazy. Now the first issue that I will have is the way when you come back to the lane. So I like that you went D shield because you're like, well, she can, if she gets a lead, she has ignite, it can get scary. But still, level 1 Aurelia is level 1 Aurelia. It doesn't beat level 1 Tryndamere. And you said the only way she beats me is that, like, if she gets her Q resets, and she gets her passive procced, and then she can beat me with Ignite. Okay, so to get her Q resets, your minions need to be low HP or like 1 HP, so she can last it, and then start autoing you and has her Q, etc. So what should you do during the time before your minions are low HP? What should you do right now?
I should trade her. Be more aggressive, I think.
You could trade her, but I think you have an even better option. I mean, of course, you should trade her if she gets in meta range, but you should be hitting the minions yourself. You need to stack Fury. Okay. You need to be strong. Of course, if she gets in melee range before a minion dies, well, you just trade her, but you cannot just dash on her in her wave and expect to win it if you have no Fury, or like you're not gonna win her from full HP in her minions. So here, you could look to trade her, but she's walking back, so we start autoing. Okay. It's gonna give us two things. First, it's gonna give us Fury, yes, but it's also gonna give us the level 2 advantage, because now we're gonna be pushing, we're gonna kill more minions that she kills, we're gonna be stronger than her, and then when the second wave comes, on the first minion of the second wave, we get level 2, so we get the advantage, we get the crash, we get the lead, etc. So that's what we want to be playing for. Here, you're just twerking around. You're not doing anything, just moving, looking for an auto, but she kites you. And now we're not doing anything. So we're not playing for the level 2, and we're not even playing for the level 1 because you're not getting Fury, you're not getting a lead. You're too focused on her, on trading her right now. But by hitting the wave, you get stronger to trade her at any point, you know, like if she gets in meta range. But now like she's doing exactly what she wants to do. And now you're also like moving back. You kind of know like she's gonna queue this minion. You could like click on her before she queues it. A little tip against Aurelia, sometimes it's actually better to not kite. That's what happened actually under her turret, or like because she moves so much, you just click on her and you stop moving basically, and this way you're sure to follow her perfectly. Just like that. See what happened?
Yeah.
You missed an auto timer, and that's because you tried to kite. So sometimes actually like you actually shouldn't kite sometimes into Aurelia. You just click on her and you wait, and this way you're never gonna miss an auto attack timer. Kind of like what happened here. But this ended up like still being fine for us because she kind of wasted ignite. But now she has the control of the wave. Like now it's pushing to you. She gets level 2 first. That's not how it's supposed to be. That's not what we want to play for Tryndamere versus Aurelia, even if she has an ignite. You want to go, hit the wave, trade her whenever she's in meta range, and if she's not in meta range. And also here you eat, but you actually don't need to eat. Now she's in range to get autoed. You can just auto her. And E, especially level 1, it's only a gap closer. So that's what puts us in a bad situation, is like not starting to hit the wave, not starting to contest the level 2 advantage, and looking to trade her when she was kiting, and dashing it when she was in meta range, basically. It's a bit of all of those. Does it make sense? Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Now it's pushing back to us. So I like this word because your plan is get these CS and not get Dove, basically. Right? Yeah. That's the plan. Now, remember the exercises that I talked about? So first exercise should be doing the thinking. But what second exercise that you didn't do?
Plan your waves?
No. Jungle tracking. I asked you about jungle tracking.
Yeah.
So what can we say regarding this game about the jungle tracking?
Oh.
So let's press pause here. What do you have as information regarding the jungle tracking?
Well, maybe Nearly starts blue because their bot lane are late and Irelia is with me in lane, so maybe Nearly is gonna pat top.
Okay.
And what happened is that Nearly and B fight for the scuttle.
Okay. And what is Vi doing?
Or by doing is patting to top.
Okay. So what does it mean? Well.
That they're gonna clash in scuttle. Yeah.
Okay. So what does it mean for you now? What's gonna be your mission when scuttle spawns?
I should have the pressure on top just because I want Irelia to be cleaning the minions, so I can just go for the skull with B.
Okay. So the goal for you is to have the wave in a good spot when scuttle spawns. So the good spot could be it could be even having the wave here. That way you're kind of giving scuttle, and Vi, if she is smart about it, she can just drop it and look to play bot scuttle. But also she could drop it and look for a gank first. Maybe. It could be a plan. But it could be also, it's either going to be like having the wave in your spot or having the wave crashed in. That way Aurelia is stuck and now you have a 2v1 on scuttle. Okay, so those are like our plans from minute 1. Like this is so important. Like as soon as you come in the lane, you should be like, okay, well, I need to put my jungler in a good position for top scuttle. If you had information on Nidalee going top to bot, which you will often have because you told me that you will go for a ward in their jungle to like have information.
Yeah.
So if you have this,
I don't do it this game because I saw Aurelia in his red pool. So and I knew that Neil is gonna start bot, so that's why.
Okay, but then we need to use that information and to play according to it. So we kind of know that this is gonna happen. Now we play, and this is still gonna happen at that point. So now the big wave is crashing. So what's gonna be your plan? What's gonna be your mission? And something that I can tell you right now, FUNCY, like probably the biggest mistake that I've seen in this game, and I mean it's because we only had an early game, we didn't have a mid and late game, so of course it's gonna be an early game thing. It's whenever I ask you about a plan, it was very rarely connected to the waves. It was sometimes connected to one wave, but never to like 2-3 waves, the incoming waves. So what I'm gonna ask you now is a plan regarding the waves. What's happening with the waves? So for example, like right now, it starts with this big wave is gonna crash. Okay. So now what do you want to do as Tryndamere?
Well, I want to create a slow push
Mm-hmm.
just because I don't want her to. Well, I want her. I want to crash immediately. Well, I want to create a slow push just because I want to recall and get the gold I had. And maybe I can go ward the jungle camps.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my thinking, but these are like two predictable options.
Okay. So
What should I do?
a slow push is happening. So it's not even like you want to create a slow push. Like it's slow
Yeah.
pushing to her. Because your wave is being stuck here. Now your wave is being stuck, etc. So the waves are gonna meet closer to her turret, and it's by default gonna push to her. So the slow push has been created. You don't want to create it. It exists already. So now you need to decide. It's slow pushing, which is not good for you. You don't want to give her a freeze. You don't want her to be able to just hold the wave. So you need to decide on what wave are you gonna try to crash it. Are you gonna try to crash this one? Well, you're pretty far from her turret, so there's a danger that by the time you kill these minions and your minion wave walks up, the next minion wave is gonna come, and it's gonna be hard to crash it, especially because we know that Nidalee is topside. So probably not this one. Then you have two other options. It's either gonna be the next one or the following one. And here there's a really important information, and here you twist something a bit around. So first, by the way, what you just told me like I want to push to get a reset and spend my gold. I want to push to maybe get a vision on top on jungle camps. We just talked about Scuttle. There's gonna be a fight on Scuttle.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
that's what you want to push. You want to push to be able to help your Vi get that Scuttle, and then you can take a base, and then you can do whatever. And also taking vision on jungle camps, it's not gonna do anything because now you can actually track Nidalee by tracking Vi. Nidalee is probably here right now, or on
I
red buff.
usually, when I'm ahead, I usually go for an early. I lost
Early.
the board. An early. I go through their jungle camps are minutes 250 because
Mm-hmm.
they are probably going to the red buff. So I use, well, not all games results, but most of the games I go for early. uh,
A reward? Is that
No,
it?
just call
Invade?
the other
Invade?
jungle. Yeah, invade.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's good. Okay, you can go for an early invade, but it's gonna be when you crash the third wave. Or
Yeah.
so, for example, look at Aurelia. Aurelia, when she crashes the third wave, Aurelia can go for an invade. Because now look at Vi. Vi is going into her top camps, and Aurelia could go there, and you're stuck here. But you cannot go for an invade after like 5 or 6 waves. Like it's too late. Because now by the time
Okay.
you can actually like go forward and invade, look at that. Vi is just being done with her camps. Well, Nidalee is done with her camps as well, so you can drop a ward, you can invade. Like there's nothing to invade. It's too late. If you want to invade, it's either you crash the first 2 waves and you wait a lot, or you crash the first 3 waves and you go straight there. Yes, why not? Just like what Aurelia did. But here it's too late. So now you need to ask yourself, okay, so now we have the slow push going and I want to find a crash. and you told me I want to find a crash on a cannon wave, and I didn't really understand that part. Can you explain it to me? What you meant by I need a cannon wave to crash?
I want the cannon wave just because I want to be a real stuck. Like I don't want her to freeze me.
So this is not a cannon wave, so you don't want to push that one? You want to
Yeah.
push the next one? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's wrong. I'll explain why. So you don't want to push and crash when you have a cannon wave here. You want to push and crash when a cannon wave is coming next. When the next one is a cannon wave. Reason
Okay.
is, you have multiple reasons for that. Reason one, crashing a cannon wave, it takes a lot of time for you. So it's a lot of time where you will be here, hitting the wave, pushing, etc., and at risk of Nidalee coming and you getting gangbang topped. So that's one reason. The second reason is if you crash a cannon wave, so you crash it, this is a cannon wave, that's the cannon, boom boom, and you crash a cannon wave, what's gonna be next wave? It's gonna be a normal wave. So it means that during the time you're basing and moving back to top, so you're spending a lot of time, that's already 8 seconds, plus 30 seconds, Aurelia, she has to crash a normal wave before you're losing golden experience. And it's not gonna take a lot of time for her to crash a normal wave, especially in Aurelia. She's gonna W in the casters, QQQ, then Q's the melees, and then you're losing golden experience. You wanna back before the cannon wave. You don't wanna back on the cannon wave.
Okay.
So that's one thing. So before and here actually, so this is a normal wave, this is a normal wave, so you know that the next one is cannon. So here you wanna hard push this one, just first because it's a cannon wave, but there's even another reason in that game in particular. It's because now Scuttle is spawning, and now is the moment you wanna pin Aurelia top, and she's gonna be stuck here, and then you move if you want to.
Sure.
But now the thing is, if you move right now, or if you move earlier, you said I should have moved earlier. Well, now Aurelia can hold a freeze, and now you're fucked completely. So first thing first, we don't want to back when the cannon wave is here. We don't want to crash a cannon wave. We want to back before it. We want to crash before the wave. That's one thing.
So if I wait for the cannon wave, like in this situation, I should like shovel another 2 waves to go back.
So sorry, what?
Well, if I shove like the next cannon wave, I should wait like 2 more waves to go back.
Oh no, I mean you can still you can still back after crashing a cannon wave, but you need to back as fast as possible, and you're gonna lose a bit of golden experience. Like you don't have to wait 2 more waves. It's just better. It's way better to crash. If you wait for the next one, I will still probably base if you have a really big wave, because by the time like area clears the big wave coming, plus the next one, maybe you're not gonna lose too much. And still you need to back you need to back at some point. Like you're not gonna stay forever, you know. And probably yeah, you don't even want to crash 2 more waves, because she's gonna have an item advantage and she can prevent you from doing that. So then you're forced to actually let the next wave push and then have a slow push again and then maybe crash it. So actually maybe you're gonna back in 4 or 5 waves because of that, and you're gonna be stuck forever. So here, absolutely, like I will be hitting this, dashing the minions, clearing, and then moving to my Scuttle.
Okay.
But yeah, and now, so Nidalee fights Vi, which we should have known, because in that game you actually knew that Nidalee started bot. So now, but now we're reacting. You see, like nothing was happening when we actually like knew that something was happening. But now you see it, and now you react, and now you completely give up that top wave. Still, Aurelia went there, and that was her mistake. Big mistake by Aurelia right now. Aurelia should be top, holding the wave, holding the freeze. That's my opinion. And it's not even my opinion, because now look at her. She's losing so much. She's losing so much golden experience right now. By the way, even if it's not a force slow, you should use, if you use W, you live here.
Okay.
You should use W for the AD debuff.
Yeah.
When you think about it, W is 700 gold debuff. It's 20 AD and the longsword is 350. So you actually take all of her gold away and also all of her gold away. And now they have like no items basically. Even if Nidalee does AP damage, she still like hits auto attack. So if you press W here before flashing, you actually live.
I was planning to wait for my E because I don't want to burn flash, but
Yeah, it's fine. You like you even if okay. I mean, you probably have to flash, but anyway, W saves you. It's the biggest
yeah.
part. And now, so we're coming back, and now I'm gonna ask you. Okay, so everybody is crashing a big wave. So now, same thing. You need to ask yourself on what wave you're crashing, and by the time you're crashing, so how before like when the wave was coming, we knew that it was gonna slow push, and then you already knew that you had to crash at some point, and you could already try to decide on what wave you were gonna crash. And by the time you crash, what will happen on the map and what should be your impact. So by the time Aurelia was crashing wave 3, you could have known that it was slow pushing to her. And by the time it crashes, there's gonna be a scuttle fight top, and I need to be there for the scuttle fight top. Now let's try to make the same exercise. So now the wave is crashing to you. There's a big wave crashing. It's gonna slow push. You don't want to build a slow push. It's slow pushing already. And now you kind of want to ask yourself, okay, do I want to crash? Do I want to look to crash on that wave, on the next wave, on the following one? And by the time I do that, what will be my play? Should I back? Should I drop a ward, invade, do whatever? What do you think?
I think I should go back just
So
because I want to be like at the same time that Aurelius comes to my tower.
okay, so you're gonna push and then you're gonna back. But okay, so that's the part of the answer. And then another part is on what wave do you wanna crash and back? This one, the next one, the following one.
This one is the first wave, so the second one is gonna be it's gonna be no cannon, so I need to like immediately crush in this one. Well, not crush in this one, but maybe the second wave I will see to crush it because I want the spawn of the third wave with the cannon wave, and then I can go and back.
Okay. Well, this is actually like so. This time it was a bit different. Remember how last time after the crash we had like 2 normal waves and the following one was a cannon? Here it's different because this is a normal wave. So the important information is actually in base right now. Now there's the next wave that's spawning, and the, like if you're lost in your cannon wave rotation, you should be looking at your base and seeing what's the state of the next wave, because the next one here it's a cannon wave.
Okay.
This is a cannon wave. So I will tell you my answer, what it will be. My answer would be that, okay, now I'm level 4.5 or something, and I really like, she just got level 4. Like she has less experience because of when she actually came here to fight, she lost golden experience to her turret because she made a mistake. So now we have an XP lead, and when you're slow pushing, what happens is you have even more experience. Because when you're slow pushing, it means that you have a lot of minions on your end with you, and you're killing minions first. You're killing her minions first. So even if you are behind in overall experience, when slow pushing, you get more experience lead because your minions are not dead. They're still alive and they're pushing. Okay, so now we have something really important. We're level 4.5, and we still have all of these to farm. So it means that by the time we are crashing, we're gonna have level 6. Okay, boom, this experience, and then a whole new level. So with the slow push, we're gonna get level 6. So we can consider an invade, dive, which you actually considered, but you're in reaction. You are like, oh shit, she's level 4, I'm level 6, maybe I can dive. But that's when you should be looking for it. That's already, if you think like blue lock, that's already
Okay.
when you should be
Yeah.
thinking about it. Okay, after killing those, two things are gonna happen. The wave is gonna push to her, and I will be like level 5.5. So now if I keep slow pushing, we can level 6 and have a big wave. And if I dive her by that time, it's over. She's doomed. She's gonna lose so much because she has Ignite. Still, that being said, in this particular matchup, I think that you cannot dive her. I think that you cannot dive her because it's Aurelia, and if you crash a really big wave, it means that she has casters to dash on. And she can dash and kite and use W to tempo some of your autos, and then use E to stun you and get another Q. It can be very difficult. So then I would be considering basing. And this is gonna be a bit particular this time, because now I don't think I can just like back before a cannon wave, because the next cannon wave is here, so I couldn't crash the wave before, but I also cannot crash the next two waves. It's gonna be like too much time, you know, like if I don't want to crash this one, and if I want to crash before the next cannon wave, it means that I need to slow push this one plus the next one plus the next one, but I don't have enough space, don't have enough time. It's not gonna work. So now in those cases, what you need to do is to slow push as slow as possible, to bring as big as a wave as possible. And then even if you don't back on a cannon wave, it's fine, because the wave you will be crashing will be even bigger than that wave that Aurelia is crashing. It will be so big of a wave. Actually, the bigger the wave, the red wave is crashed, the enemy wave is crashed in your wave, the bigger this is, the bigger your next slow push is gonna be, because your minions are gonna be held more time here, and then it's gonna stack with one more wave and one more wave, etc. Does it make sense, or
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So,
it makes sense.
okay, so because of that here, I would actually not be hitting the wave at all. Like this E, I think is really bad.
Yeah.
Because of that E, now the next wave meets here and not here, and then the following wave meets here and not here. So the following one is gonna meet here instead of here, and then you cannot crash one more, for example, or even it's gonna be hard to crash the next one. Yeah, the slow push starts when the wave is crashing to your turret, and then if you want to slow push as slow as possible and get as big as a wave as possible, to get as big of an experience lead as possible, but also as much time as possible to maybe back, or as much minions as possible to maybe take a plating and back, then you need to start your slow push when the wave is crashing to your turret. You need to start your slow push here.
Okay.
Okay, is it too advanced, or do you think that you can start thinking about these during your games?
I can start thinking about this. I pretty much react to the. Well, I think like in future, but I don't really like apply those thinkings. Maybe I just react to the actions.
Yeah, like it shows, because I saw it happen. Like here you're not even saying it. Here you're still talking about basing, and now you're like, oh shit, she's level 4. Maybe I can do something. I will tell you what actually the best play is here, in my opinion. It will be actually walking up. What does yes, go for a plating and even proxy the next wave. Because if you kill the next wave, like here, by the way, you can still where is Nidalee right now? Where is she on the map? Where do you think Nidalee is?
V is on bot side, so maybe Nidalee is in bot side camps.
Yes, exactly. Now you can track your jungler, the enemy jungler, by tracking your own jungler, because they started bot to top, both of them.
Yeah.
So now you kind of know that. That's why I can call for proxy. If I think that Nidalee is top, I wouldn't proxy probably. But here you know that Aurelia, she's gonna be stuck here. She wants to get these. So during the time she's hitting these, you can get that, and the next wave, and base. And now you have a big golden experience advantage. And now when you come
and
back...
I didn't have summoners.
Yes. Also, yeah, so you cannot like really just go for a dive. Now, that being said, if you go for a dive, as we said into Aurelia, you don't want, like, two things you don't want to do. You don't want to kite even. You just click on her once and kind of pray. And also you don't want to use E's if it's not to create distance. Like here, when you used E, even if we don't consider her dash, even if imagine she had no Q, by the time you're using E, she's in melee range. Oh, okay. So, okay, maybe she was getting a bit further and you're like into E. But yeah, it's not gonna look good. So that's Aurelia specific, so I'm fine with it. But you see, yeah, if you proxied the next wave, you would have a good wave when you come back, plus an item advantage. And now I'm asking you, when you're coming back, what's your plan here? So you should consider what's Aurelia's plan here. What does Aurelia want?
She wants to get the plate and go back because she has no mana.
Yes. So what do you want, you? How do you punish that?
I will stop her recall
If you can.
if I can, and then I maybe like fast push
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
then go to the jungle and I don't know, maybe do a camp or just ward and then go back to the lane.
Awesome. But during the game, what you tell me is, I want to play safe, and I didn't understand that. So you come back to her and she wants to base, and we know that. And then you're like, yeah, so I'm gonna come back and I need to play safe. I didn't really understand that. And then you just drop that wave completely. Oh yeah, you go and look for Nidalee invade. But the thing is, by the time you're going, nothing is happening top. You want to move when by default your opponent is losing golden experience, just like on Scuttle. If you crash the wave first, now your opponent is losing golden experience if he moves. So now you can move, because even if he moves as well and nothing happens, it's winning for you. Because top he's bleeding golden experience. But here, when you're moving, you're forcing yourself to get something. Because if you don't, well, nothing is happening top. So here, for example, just nothing happened. So now you just gave Aurelia a free back. And Aurelia can even afford to move and check vision. And you actually gave her a ward. And now she's actually winning when she was the one in a tough situation trying to find a base. But when I ask you, you find the right plan. You tell me, okay, she wants to back. She has no TP. She's playing Ignite. So even if it's a cannon wave, and she's not gonna miss too much experience because she's gonna miss one melee minion, and then it's gonna be like 7 turret shots on the cannon minion before she loses it. So she has the time to come back and get the cannon XP. But when she comes back, she's gonna be stuck here. She's gonna need to get that golden experience. And then you can drop a ward, you can look to invade Nidalee, you can look to even rotate mid because your mid is AFK, get that big wave that's crashing, and go back top. But you have time. That's when you have time. You have time when you pin your opponent, when you crash the wave, when you put the opponent in a situation where he doesn't have time. That's when you have time. Otherwise, you both have time. It's just like you don't have time, you know, you need to create time diff, if it makes sense. And now the thing that I don't understand is that we know that Nidalee is top, but we put ourselves at risk, you know, like the wave is pushing to you now. She's been actually hitting the wave. And we know that Nidalee is top, but we walk in melee range. And that I didn't really get the idea that... And also, it's not even that we know that Nidalee is top. This is also really important. You know that they know that your jungler is not there. And even there's something that happens psychologically, and you play jungle, you see the enemy jungler getting something, you want to get something, you know? You kind of feel the pressure of getting something in return. So here, what can they get? It's either top camps, Herald, or you. But top camps and Herald haven't spawned. So you're actually the only option for Nidalee to get something out of that Drake. So it's so obvious that she's gonna come. So you should ward that bush. Also, do you know the trick to ward the bush from your lane?
Yeah, sure. You can go close to the edge, and there is like a triangle with yeah, like
Yeah.
that.
So if you know it, I think that's the perfect opportunity to do it. Because you don't want to face check Nidalee, you know that she's around here. But you can also want to know because she has another option. She can just go for her golems here. But you don't know if you don't have vision. So I would be standing here, put my vision, and then this way see what Nidalee is doing. And then I know if I can walk up for the wave or not. But anyway, against Aurelia in general, when the wave is pushing to you, you should be very careful. Because she can just... Yeah, I mean, you should be careful pretty much all the time against Aurelia. It's such a stupid champion. Okay. And now there's something that I really liked into something that I didn't like is that you want to go get access to your lane, but you don't have access to your lane.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're like, okay, what should I do then? And then I'm like, this is so nice. This is so nice what you're doing. It's really hard for any League of Legends player. It's really hard for me, and I've been losing so many games in LP, to just accept that sometimes you cannot access to your lane. And if you cannot, you should not. Like, if you cannot, you're not gonna, like, magically, like, leap over them or get Kane E and then you can just walk towards the wall, etc. So you can ask for help, which is gonna come pretty late, but it's gonna end up coming. And you kind of need to wait because during this time, yes, it's looking so bad and you're losing so much golden experience. But what is Nidalee getting, for example? She's not getting anything. And your team now knows that they're fine on the map and Vi can make a play, for example. Like this is still fine for your team in general, even if it's very sad for you. So you need to look for an opportunity, and she has no mana, so that we might have an opportunity. And you have a potion and you have a flash, like even if you need like, to kind of like flash through her or anything. But this I don't like. Why are we fighting her right now? What's your mission? Is your mission to try to solo kill Aurelia? Or is your mission to go under turret and finally get some golden experience?
I don't know what was my thought process, but I thought that I can win Irelia because she has no mana.
But it's not a 1v1 though. You see how fast you consider like plays to be 1v1? Like we just saw Nidalee on Scuttle, and then
Yeah,
1 second after
that...
we go in melee range, and now we see Nidalee going in the bush. Even if Nidalee is backing here, once she sees this, now she's gonna stop her base.
Okay.
So that's even if she didn't want to stay here, now you give her a good reason to stay here, you know. Here I really like the W for the AD debuff. So yeah, your plan is like actually to play better FUNCY, you need to play it more simple. You don't need to go more crazy and outplay things, etc. You need to simplify the play down to what is my one mission right now, and you just do that one mission. You use all of your abilities. I would be ready to flash through Aurelia E if she uses E, for example, if it gets me to my turret. Here your play is to get under your turret and not get dove, basically. So boom, boom, boom. All of your HP, all of your resources, your pot, etc. should be like these clicks are really good. Just go under turret, use your bot, and that's your mission. This is too complicated, and especially because Nidalee is top. Maybe you can win 1v1. It's not even sure because she has Ignite and you're not full HP at the start. Okay, yeah, you probably win it still. But it's not a 1v1. And even if you 1v1 her, at the end of the 1v1 you're going to be very low in HP. And then someone can come. So here, again, for example, so we see her backing. And now this is a cannon wave. So you cannot really crash that. Now we want to build a slow push. Because we want to get as much golden experience as possible. Because now here's where you need to fix the wave, and she can prevent you from fixing that wave basically. We need Nidalee. So I actually opened the tab because I was looking to create an account to go into the replay, etc. So I'm not sure exactly what happened, and I'm sorry about that.
Don't worry.
But yeah, I would have probably like look to slow push that. Okay, so now, for example, we look at that wave, and at that point you don't really want to fight her, right? When I was asking you about the plan, you are already like falling behind. So what should we do with that wave?
I should freeze that
Okay,
wave.
we should freeze. So why are we hitting it?
I don't know.
It's simple. You see how when you're looking back at it, you have such an easy time understanding what the actual play is or should be. But in the heat of the action, I feel like you're getting a bit too much driven by the game. It's actually something like, it's a lesson that I learned from my dad. And we were driving in an old like city in France, and cities in France, they're like really narrow, small roads, etc. It's really hard to like drive in it. And we had a really big car. And at some point he got mad at me. He was like, listen, you need to drive the car. The car shouldn't be the one driving you. And I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, is he like crazy? Like, how can I get driven by the car? It's not possible. And then I played League, and then 10 years later, I understood like what he meant by that. When I realized that sometimes I would get driven by the game, and I was not driving the game. And we actually have pretty good examples of that. How level 1, for example, you're like, I'm gonna walk there and see what happens. That's being driven by the game. I'm gonna go there and call my team to either stack or invade because we have Nami. And if we're not stacked, I would ping them back. That's driving the game. I would, oh shit, Nidalee is top on Scuttle. I need to help. And I would drop my wave, which is in a bad state because I haven't fixed it. That's being driven by the game. Okay, Nidalee is gonna go top and there's gonna be a fight, so I need to have the wave in a good position and then move. That's driving the game. You see those examples?
Yeah.
And we keep having those during the game. You keep being like, for example, there's also a play where Vi comes on Aurelia and you get Aurelia's flash. And then you're like, okay, it's done. We finished the move. We cannot get more than a flash. So let's stop here. But then you see Vi that continues going and you're still moving towards the fight. That you know is a bad fight. That's it. You got, like, you're not gonna kill her. But you keep moving towards Vi because she's moving. So you're letting her, like, Vi decide for you. But guess what? If you want to keep climbing and keep progressing, like for example, you didn't get from bronze to platinum by following the bronze calls that your bronze team was making, or hopefully, or maybe yes, but it wouldn't make too much sense, you know. So you're not gonna get to emerald or diamond by following the platinum calls. You need to be the one making the calls, and it's normal if you're the only one making them, because if someone else was seeing them as well, he will not be in that game. He will be in diamond. So it's normal if you feel like, okay, am I crazy because I'm the only one seeing this? Well, it's normal. That means you're getting better. Most likely, sometimes you're just gonna be crazy, you know. It's gonna happen. But yeah, you're not gonna climb by listening to them, because if they knew, they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be in better games. So it's gonna be the same for you. So, okay, so here again, now, so we have the cannon wave meeting here. It happens twice in a row, and we decide to look to crash it. But yeah, Tryndamere doesn't have the push power without Tiamat or without I don't know how it's called, like the Iron Spike Whip. You don't have the push power to crash a cannon wave. So this happened twice already, and now we're out.
Then when two cannon waves meet, what should I do?
Here, you should look to slow push as slow as possible, because here, if you try to push that, now you're in a situation where you need to push a cannon wave plus a normal wave. So it's, yes, you have more pushing power than her, because of this is coming, but it's not a lot. It's more minions. You have more minions, and she's fighting you in your minions. But it's not a lot. If you slow push, you will get a cannon wave plus 2 minion waves. So now it becomes a very big wave. Now it can help. But still, at that point, if you cannot crash it, you cannot crash it. Just like when you couldn't go back to your turret. If you cannot, you cannot. It's okay. It's fine. So now what do? I actually realized that in lower elo, freezing is really strong. Freezing is really, really strong in low elo. Because if you're getting frozen on as Tryndamere, most likely you're gonna stay there. You're gonna wait. You're gonna look to stay in range, and then, or maybe you're just gonna walk back and wait and do nothing. But in high elo, freezing is less good, because if for example here, like I already have freezes on me and I cannot break the freeze, I will instantly go in the jungle, go mid, back and go bot, go play that Drake. I will do something else. Because if you cannot, you cannot. So that's what you need to be like able to find. Just like what I put here, don't treat these also, don't get emotional, because it's very easy to get emotional about being denied like 3 waves or 4 waves, or not being able to get back to your top lane, etc. It's very easy to get mad at it, but just try to be stoical and be like, okay, top, nothing to do. If I go, I'm just at risk of dying, losing golden experience. I'm not getting anything. So then maybe I can get golden experience where? Maybe mid, I can have my Jace, who was AFK for a bit of time. Maybe I can help him kill that Twisted Fate. Maybe I can go bot and look to dive with my team. Also remember how we said from minute 1 that Nami ult, MF ult and Vi ult were really good win conditions. So it's fine if you're not the one winning, but they are, you know, it's not the best, of course. You want to be the one that's fed. But yeah, so that's my whole point. Try to slow push as much as possible, so you have as big as a wave as possible to help you crash it. But if you cannot, which is more very likely because you're against Aurelia, and she can just like, the bigger your wave, the more happy she is, basically, just like Yasuo. If your wave is really big, well, she has just more dashes, you know, it can get scary. In that case, it's fine. It's okay. Do something else if you cannot fix it. So here, for example, now you kind of want to fix it. I wouldn't use my E right here. And now you want to press tab. Like she just came back from the base. She bought items. What items did she buy? And I think if you press tab here and you see that she has Blade of the Rune King, which she has, you won't be really like wanting to take that fight, you know, or contest that. So yeah, that's my point. Like, it's better to go mid, go like do whatever rather than just dying here. So yeah, so it starts before, and maybe it starts even before when I think about it. So for example, when we talked about slow push starting now, here you should last hit. So for example, let another turret shot here. Do not auto that melee minion before the second turret shot. This one you cannot do much about it, but here one turret shot. Now another one before you auto. Okay. But here you auto. Boom, another one before you auto. Boom, another turret shot before you auto. And just by doing this cannon wave, these waves, instead of meeting here, they would be meeting here already. You're already gaining space. So now you have a lot of space to crash 2 more waves, and maybe even back on the next cannon wave. Or at least you would have like so much waves like to actually help you. So yeah, it's the thing that the slow push, you need to realize that slow pushing whenever she's crashing, because that's how the wave is gonna work. It's gonna slow push to her. That's the science of waves, you know. Because your wave is gonna, your wave is getting stuck. So it's not you deciding, it's gonna happen. So now you need to decide when is it gonna happen and how slow or fast I want it to happen. Or if you wanted to crash that cannon wave, you should have decided instant, because here you're actually not hitting the wave. Oh, you could have done it actually if you wanted to crash because you know she wants to base. Well then, instant. Don't look at bot. What does that do? Are you gonna impact that bot play? No. Go dash through the minions, kill the casters first, finish the melees, finish the cannon, and you actually had the time to fix the wave. But here you decided a bit too late, because you're not deciding prior to the wave, you're deciding in reaction. So I think that's the biggest issue. And even if this game was not normal and you got a bit stomped, etc., I think that even when you're stomping, I believe you also play a lot in reaction, you know. Yeah. So now we are a bit concerned, but we see that, and then we get the flash, and now we're happy, and now we're like, okay, it's done, the play is over, she has a plant, etc. Maybe someone is hovering, but you're still moving towards it because Vi wants to go. If it's bad, it's bad. You're not gonna magically make it good. Okay? And here it was just like mispressing ult, which is fine. Like this is gonna be fixed overall.
I normally go with my ult like the very last second.
Which is nice. You're gonna miss a lot of them, but that's how you learn. You're very right to do it. Sometimes I do it by drill. Sometimes I'm like, okay, for the next 50 games, I'm gonna ult at the very last second. And it might cost me a lot. It might cost me a lot of LP, but at the end of the 50 games, I will be better at ulting. So it's good that you do it. It's really good. And now there's just one thing, because now the game is gonna be over in like a minute or two. Just one thing I think that was a bit of a mistake on that play. So you actually told me I want to go bot because Herald is spawning, and I don't want to be facing Aurelia. I think there's two misconceptions about that. The first one is put yourself in Aurelia shoes. If you're a split pusher and your team is winning, you want to be at the opposite of the objective. You want to be splitting from the objective. So actually, Aurelia most likely is gonna go bot here.
Okay.
They're not gonna group as 5 on Herald. They don't need to. Aurelia is a split pusher. She wants to split push. She wants to go on side lane, and because she knows she wins it, this way she opens up space for the Herald for her team. I think that if you are Tryndamere and you are winning and you are in Aurelia's team, you would be going bot and not on Herald straight. So that's one thing. But also, I think you shouldn't be looking to avoid Aurelia. I don't think Aurelia can just dive you from full HP because you have your ult, you have your flash, and you have your ghost whenever she's going to be in a position to dive you. And you have Iron Spike Whip to clear waves. But I think she can dive anyone in your team. So I think you should be the one. You created a monster. You should be the one facing that monster. It should be your responsibility. Because when you think about it, if Aurelia is ahead and has more golden resource, she has it also because Nidalee went up. So they invested time for her to be ahead. But now if she's ahead and all she can do is push waves and that's it, and she cannot dive you, she pushes wave but then you clear the wave, and then she pushes the wave and you clear the wave, then you're actually winning. Because if you do as much, if you're even with less, you're actually doing more, you know? So because relatively it's winning for your team. So I think you should be the one, if you can, and here you can, of course you cannot push and get a turret or anything, but you can let her push and just clear the waves, and she's gonna be stuck. So I think your play is actually to stay on side lane with Aurelia, de-push waves, not get dove, and if she rotates, you ping back your team, and you ping them to be careful. I think that's the best option, because forcing your teammate to face the monster that you created, I think it's not a nice thing to do, and it's not like it's not taking responsibility in your game. I think you need to be taking the responsibility. If someone is fed, you need to be the one facing him, and make sure that he doesn't get out of hands too much, you know. And I think you can do it because, again, of whip, flash, ghost, ult, you have good weapons not to get dove from full HP, I think.
Okay. That's logical. But I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I react too much and I don't really plan as much. Oh
Yeah.
well, I plan, but I don't use that plan.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, when you think about it, like that's actually like playing League, like actually playing League. It's three things, and it's a loop. Thing one is you have information. That's why I say, like, first thing to do is do the thinking, because you're gonna take information, etc. And then second thing to do is jungle tracking, because it's information. And based off that information, you go into step 2, which is planification. Based on the info, you're going to make a plan. Okay, so I see that my junglers are going top, and Nidalee is an early game jungler, even if, so you didn't know that, but I'm telling you now. So maybe my jungler needs help, so now I need to make a plan so my wave is in a good spot for me to help on Scuttle. And then once you have the plan, now you go into execution of that plan. And execution, it's where mechanics come into place. So execution means using all of your spells and abilities and resources and potions, etc. to make the plan happen. And then, regardless of if the plan worked or did not work, you have a new set of information because time has passed. So new things have happened. And now with the new set of information, you need to make a new plan. And with the new plan, you need to make execution. But the issue is, so you have the information, you're able to see them, understand them, but then you completely miss that part. Because you can, like, the plan is decided by your allies now, or by whatever is happening. You're not planning ahead. So now you cannot, so of course you're doing execution, but you cannot execute towards your plan. That's what I mean by execution, is like making the plan happen. So now you're just doing a third of League of Legends, basically. I know it sounds a bit tough like that, but it's kind of like what I'm seeing whenever you're not like being the one making the decisions. You're missing two big parts of the play, which are, of course, you're doing execution and you're using mechanics, but you're not using them to make something happen that you decided, and you're not actively deciding what should happen. So I think that if you open up these, you're gonna open up all the chakras, you know. I mean, if you're watching Blue Log, you probably like watch some anime, and that's when all like that's like opening all the gates of your chakra, you know, and then you're playing League at your full potential, and you're also learning the most of, because by doing a plan, now you can know if it was a good or a bad plan, and now you can get better at planning. But if you're not planning, you're not learning how to plan. And that's how you get stuck, basically.
Okay. No. Okay, it makes sense.
Okay,
Now,
awesome.
I think I have like pretty much understand of information, but I don't know what to do with that information. Or maybe I know what to do with that information, but then it's too late to act.
Yes. Okay. So I'm happy you saw it for early game, and then as I said, I would probably look to go. Oh shit! I opened the tutorial. I will go really quick into another game of you. So now I kind of show you like how we make decisions and plans in early game. It's gonna be according to your waves and according to the jungle tracking. It's both of these things, and that's it, regardless of the champion of the game, etc. Abandonar, and then in mid to late game, I will show you how to do it also, and this way you will have tools from start to finish of the game. Abandonar. So what's your game? What's your in-game name?
It's FUNCY 12. FUNCY 12.
Okay. Let's see 12. Okay. So let's see. Do we have any partidas that we can look at? That's flex solo queue 32 minutes. Really good. That should be good enough. Unless it was too much of a stomp. No, it was not. Perfect. We have a really good game. So did that bring like any question on your side, on your ends?
No, for now, no. I need to. Well, I understand that I got like good amount of information, but need to execute. Well, plan more and execute more. Just by following my instincts and not my teammates' instincts.
Yep. Okay, nice. Like for example, just press pause real quick. I see that situation. I'm like, okay, if I was Tryndamere here, my jungler is bot. I don't know where their jungler is. The wave is pushing to me, so I try. And also because he has more minions, he's gonna get level 6 before. So I absolutely don't want to fight the Jax. I don't want to trade HP. My plan is to try to hold the freeze here, and if I cannot, I will let the wave crash to me slowly, and then build a slow push and use my ult to slow push, for example. like, I just put myself in a situation, and I always know what the plan is because I've been playing so much with intention. But now, because you fought him, now the wave is actually pushing back to him, and now you have a wave pushing to Jax without knowing where Ivern is. Oh, no shit, you died. You see? How I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not expecting you to go into your next game and it's gonna be easy, you know. This is like I've been practicing this for years, so that's why now I can just go into like any situation and be like, press pause and be like, okay, well, again, we have the same situation where my jungler is bot. I don't know where jungler is. I don't have my ult, but Jax probably has based at that point, so I would go crazy to either crash that wave, or if I have vision, if I have a ward, I would like probably put a ward first here, and then after crashing this wave, I would probably put a ward on Herald because most likely they want to play for Herald, and I would just sit back and chill and do nothing, for example. Now, if Jax is coming, I would not. Yeah, the wave has crashed. Ward and Herald. Okay, now I know where Ivern is, so I would steal blue buff, or at least check the camps and maybe look to steal blue buff. I don't think I would go there because Anivia would be there in time. It's a cannon wave, so Anivia is just gonna lose this melee and then next cannon. And Tristana should be able to just jump out, you know? And by that time, you're losing golden experience. So I would have probably went to steal the blue buff for a camp and then go back top. So yeah, those kind of plays. So of course, it's gonna come with practice because with time, I did all of this. I went on Tristana, I tried to dive the Jax, I tried to go for the Herald by myself, which you could have tried to sneak Herald, by the way. And I tried every plan, and plan worked or didn't, and then I was like, okay, was it a bad plan or was it a bad execution? And then I was able to learn. Okay, but what is interesting for us in this game, as we said, is we're gonna look at mid to late game. Let's wait for the game to stabilize itself at some point. Up.
In this game, I was playing duo with the support with Tariq.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna wait after this Drake because it seemed a bit chaotic before the Drake. Okay, really nice. So now it's gonna be sort of the same than what we had in the early game, but it's gonna be, the focus is not gonna be the waves anymore. I mean, the waves are gonna be very useful. They are gonna be tools for us, but the focus is gonna be the objectives, because now you can like unstuck yourself from top lane. You can start moving more freely on the map, and now you need to ask yourself series of questions. What's the next objective? Can we get it as a team? How do I help my team the best to get it? That's it. These 3 questions. And then you use all of your spells and abilities to help your team get to the objective. So now we just took Drake, and same, just like when a wave is crashing, we should start asking ourselves about like the bounce back, etc. A Drake is being taken, so before it's even dead, the Drake, you should be asking yourself after Drake, what's going to be the next objective on the map? So what is it?
It's Herald.
It's Herald, and now we have an information in particular. Herald is going to spawn in 3 minutes. It's going to be like 1832. So we will have a small window to get Herald. We cannot like, if we want to get Herald, we need to do it between 1830 and 1945, basically. So we're going to have a 1 minute window to get Herald. Okay, interesting. Plus you're in duo in vocal, which is really good. So now how do you as Tryndamere help your team the best to get an objective like Herald? Like, can your team first get Herald? I think you can. Like, as a team, you're not doing too bad. You're pretty much even on the map, and your IDC and mid are actually doing like pretty good. So how do you as Tryndamere help your team the most get that Herald? How do you do it?
I should go for Scroll Grab and get the wave in a good position. When someone can get stuck in that tower in the time we go to Herald.
On that turret on the top
Yeah.
wave.
Oh well, maybe just finish this turret before the Herald spawn.
Okay, and then when Herald spawns, you just
Go for Herald.
go for Herald. Okay, well, that's
Or
a nice idea, but that's not the plan that I was expecting. You're Tryndamere. Tryndamere is a split pusher. What does split push mean? That we're split from
bot?
the objective. You
Yeah.
need to be far from. So here, for example, you're split pushing. You're far from the objective. So I think that the best thing to do, because here, even if you take Scuttle, like it's gonna fade right before Herald or like on Herald timer. So the later we take the Scuttle, the best. But it could be fine still taking the Scuttle. That way, enemy team cannot take it. So what I think would be the best play is actually to pin someone. As you said, here you wanted to pin someone top. But if you pin someone top, and there's a fight going on. Now look at how fast Jax can go from here to here. He just walks a bit this way, ward hops here, take the plant. It takes him 7 seconds to go from this turret to here. Now imagine you push bot and you bring someone bot, but you bring a big wave and then you start moving. Now look at how long it takes them to get to Herald. It's if you think you can push and pin someone, it's really good, but you need to do it opposite to the objective. You need to do it as far as possible. So right now I'll be like, okay, I don't need to go right now and create pressure for Herald, because we're still like just taking Drake, and then my team is gonna back and then go back on map. I have Demolish, I can go for that turret, but then I think my play would be going for the turret, going for Scuttle, basing, going bots. And that way, by the time Herald is spawning, you're creating pressure bot, and if it's Aphelios and Lux being bot, it's really good, because now your team is in a 4v3 situation. And if they're bot and you can move, now it's a 5v3 situation. It's better to help your team by creating a number advantage than by being even, you know? So now we're going back, we're basing, and here it's bad that they go bots, but I will be driving the game and I will be calling. I would be pinging Herald as the next objective, and I would be typing me bot, and I'm sure you've seen Fogged type that so many times, just when he says me bot, me top in the chat. And that's what I would be typing, me bot, ping my team back, tell my friends in vocal, okay guys, you play for Herald. So for example, what should Tariq do? What do you think Tariq should do?
He will go toward the Herald and guard the jungle side.
Exactly. The Tariq's mission and Zek's mission are to get vision and get control over the top side. What's Anivia's mission?
Create pressure on mid.
Okay, Anivia is one of the best champion to like just push or de-push waves, so we can send her mid. And if Anivia is mid, what's MF mission?
She will maybe go top for the wave.
Okay, so for me, you almost got it perfect. For me, it's better maybe to send Anivia on side lane and MF mid, because yes, Anivia has better push and de-push, but the issue is MF is also like, it's riskier for her to be on side lane. It's very easy for enemy team to collapse on a misfortune, when it's not easy for enemy team to collapse on an Anivia, because she has her egg, her wall, her ult, her Q. When MF, she has nothing, you know? So I think the best plan is to send MF and Tariq around mid. My jungle is really good that he's doing his bot camps, because now he can do his top camps and then get control over Herald. And me as Tryndamere, I'm the split pusher, so I'm gonna split from the action and go bot. And if Jax comes, well, it's good, because I think at that point he might be a bit ahead of you. So again, you can do more by doing as much and being a bit behind. And if Jack doesn't come, or if you can pin him, it's really good, etc. But you don't want to be there, because now by being there, you're top, but now someone will have to be bot. And it's either going to be your mid or your ADC. And you don't really want to send your fed mid and ADC that have shutdowns by themselves on side lane. And also you don't really want to send them far from the action, because they are way more valuable than Tryndamere right now in a team fight. 2 items here and an item and a half here. It's always gonna be better than just Tryndamere with the Stride Breaker. Here again, so now you're moving, but you didn't fix your wave first. Push first, just like we did in early game. So basically, so that's the play that I would have wanted to go for, because now 1 minute before the objective, your bot lane was bot, which is still fine. But now look at that. So okay, we end up getting the Jax, etc. But now what can Anivia do? Anivia wants to be there, but she has no golden experience mid and no golden experience top. So now Anivia has been doing nothing for so long, when you can actually get all of the golden experience. Now Anivia was mid, but she realized that the bot lane is mid, and now she's moving to the Herald, but the top wave has been taken by you, etc. Okay, so now, same question, again and again. What's the next objective? So we could think that it's Nash, but...
it's Dragon.
Yeah, it's gonna be Drake. Like, you're not gonna do Nash during the 31st second of Nash, but you should keep that in mind, because if you still like one-shot them for some reason, like Zac goes in and MF ult and we just one-shot all of them, then of course we can do Nash. So here I'm happy that you go top. But now let's see how you impact the Drake. So we want to create pressure as fast as possible and try to make someone respond, and then either rotate. That's fine. You don't even have to push that next wave, by the way. That's actually really fine. Because now maybe someone's gonna answer that. Oh, exactly. And now you create a 5v4 with your team on Drake.
Yeah, that was my thought process in that moment.
Awesome, really good. So there's only like one little issue, is you did it a bit too early. Because now, look at Jax, he has the time to actually like clear that wave and still go on Drake when Drake spawns, you know? Like, and now look at that. Now Jax is actually the one bringing you away from Drake. And boom, it didn't work. Because now you need to clear that. And now Jax has the prio on Drake. And he's there first. So you see, it was good, but it was done too early. Not pushing, because you could have pushed and stayed there. But the fact that you started rotating. So now you see it, right? So now Jax is pinned and you're moving and you're free. But there's no Drake yet. So now you're kind of like, oh shit, I need to go back top. Because now he's pushing and we're losing golden experience. And now he's pinning you. And now he can TP for free. And not lose anything. And now you're going to be a bit late. Because you're pushing that next wave. And now you're going to be there after Drake is spawning. So the idea was really good. It was a bit of a timing misexecution. Your team is doing a really good job though. So they're winning. So now it's fine that you just keep pushing and get that T2. Like, this is really fine. They're actually not winning. But you see how the idea was so nice, but the timing was not the best. Because the Drake was not there yet. So you applied pressure before your team was in a position to actually get anything for it. But still, they decided to defend on you, which was bad, I think, for our enemy team. And I'm gonna tell you why I think it's bad. I think that even if you take top inhib, it's bad.
Yeah, I should go for bot Himbit.
Yes, the reason is, after the Drake, so here, like, supposedly they were supposed to actually get the Drake. Like, everyone was dead, so it was only Anivia. So they're supposed to take the Drake. And after the Drake, what's going to be the objective? For 4 minutes, or 5 minutes, is going to be Nash. And because it's going to be Nash, they can just D-push top, they can defend top wave, and Nash at the same time. That's why we like to get bot inhib, because if you get bot inhib, that way someone has to defend bot. But he cannot defend bot and Nash at the same time. So I think even if you take top inhib, it looks good, but it actually only gives them golden experience for free, basically, for the next 4 minutes. And they would have gotten Drake also. So I think it was their mistake to go and defend on you. But now it's really nice, because now you pin someone top, and you're rotating towards Drake. But again, you're doing it a bit too early. Because by the time you're on Drake, your team is not there yet. Zac is not here, your smite is not here, and your bot lane is still coming. So what's one thing that you could have done that would be better? So now, boom, boom, boom. What can you do that would be better than going straight on Drake?
Go for mid tower.
Yeah, or just clear that wave. Again, it happens too often that you move before having the wave in a good position. And here you don't finish that wave. That's bad because now look at that. Because you hit it just a bit, there you're losing all of that golden experience for your team.
Yeah.
And Tristana doesn't have even to fix that wave first. She can hold the freeze and move straight there. And then you're just losing. And now you're going there to impact a fight that is not going to do anything because your team is not there yet for the Drake. So yeah, you're doing it a bit too early. You have the right idea, but you're doing it a bit too early. But now we still have a 4v4 because Jax is top, because we brought him top, and we still got the Drake. So what after Drake? Where are you going now on the map?
I'm going bot.
Really nice. And now we're going bot. Okay, why not? You can take the CDR. And boom, boom, boom. So yeah, at that point we're kinda even in Jax, but who is better in team fight? Tryndamere or Jax? What do you think?
I think Jax.
Okay, so this is really good. Because if you go to the team fight, you bring Jax with you to the team fight, so now you have a negative impact. But by just like bringing him on side lane, you have a positive impact. So this is really good. I'm really happy about that. Boom, boom, boom. Get that. Really nice. Probably get the scuttle. Keep applying pressure. Okay, if we see an opportunity, we can look for it. Oh, I think you got Ivern really low. So now I like that. But because you cannot just stay bot and get the turret. That's the issue. It's like Jax, that's why he's such a good champion. Tryndamere, like he beats you 1v1 and he beats you in team fight. But I think your team got Ivern low. That's why they were like, okay, it's a national opportunity. And then I'm happy that you went there. I think that another play that you could have done was just keeping the mid prio, you know? Like just staying around mid. That way you get vision on them. You just play kind of like a mosquito, you know? You just be annoying. And also by just staying mid, you can get that next mid prio. So even if the fight goes bad, they cannot just after the fight go mid and push because they would have no wave. If the fight goes right, then you can go mid and push because you have the wave pushed in. But also, Tryndamere, the best way to teamfight as Tryndamere is to flank them, right?
Yeah.
So by just pushing mid also, if they decide to ignore you, well, it's also good. Because that way, here you would be pushing, pushing, pushing. So either Jax stays on you to defend on that push, which is fine again, because we bring Jax out of the team fight. And if they don't, now you can have access this way. And you can actually flank them and pressure on that Lux, Aphelios, Tristana, Ivern from behind. So I think pushing mid is also really good. But it's fine that you just push the turret. I would say that we don't have to fight this. Like we got the Nash. Like
That was the autopilot.
yeah, there's no reason to fight after that. So I think MF and Anivia should look to go away. MF, Anivia, and Tariq actually should look to escape from top. And you guys, you and Zach can actually go here. But if your whole team is committing on the fight, then it's okay to follow. But that's probably not doing the thinking champ select, because if you did the thinking on champ select, you would be like, okay, we don't have a lot of range, but we have a lot of CC, Zach CC, Anivia CC, Tariq CC. So I need to play with my team and with my team CC. You cannot go crazy and just dive, you know. You need to play with your Tariq and your Zach. So if your Zach is jumping on Jax, you need to what we call front to back, you know. So hit the first person and then the next person and just play with your CC, because you guys have so low range. Like here you're hitting Ivern, but your team cannot go through Jax. So just get them one by one, basically. But that you could have actually seen it from champ select, I think. Okay. So now what's the next objective? Drake. How do we help our team on Drake?
We could still go bottom.
This time, so I think it's fine not to go on top. Actually, half time. I think you should go top. I think, bro, open Nexus.
Yeah.
There's an open Nexus and you're Tryndamere. So like in mid late game, like Tryndamere, it's all about creating pressure when your team is in a position to get or use that pressure for something else. So if a Drake is gonna spawn, you need to be looking at where you can create pressure to make them respond to that pressure, and then you can either move from pressure point to another or just stay there if you create enough pressure. And I feel like here you can create a lot of pressure by just pressuring this as Tryndamere. So if you want to get your team Drake, it's gonna be so easy. You just stand, see, up. Wait, what's happening? Okay, you just stand around here and make yourself seen. So they know that if they go and defend Drake, they just lose the game. And that way you get your team the Drake, you know? They actually got the Drake, and I don't know how they got the Drake. Now it's okay not to go too crazy because your team is dead, etc. But I don't think you even like need to fight that. Like you're seeing no one on the map. That's like your team is dead. Even if, I mean, you're not gonna kill that Tristana, by the way. It's a Tristana. She can jump and ult. So against Tristana, you need actually like 3 ways to create distance. So you have this and Ghost, but you don't have Flash. Like you need everything to be able to kill Tristana. And yeah, okay, now we can pressure. Who cares about that top wave? There's a Nexus. Or Tryndamere. Because now they have so much time. Like you're not pressuring anything. Like they're not scared of you for so long. Bro, and plus they went S5. Like imagine if you just went straight for the Nexus.
Yeah.
Now you win your team the fight or win your team the game. It's either one of those. But you win them something. They cannot send just one person. You're just gonna finish the Nexus, you know. But now you're pushing top and you're playing for top inhib, etc. And you're using your ult for a turret. What does this achieve? You got a turret. So yeah, you need to think to yourself, like, where can I create the most pressure for the next pressure point? And then it's gonna be the same for Nash. I will be going bot to depush this. Okay, they're depushing. I would be buying a red trinket. It's really important on Tryndamere. I think it's bad to have a yellow trinket at that point. Red trinket, red ward is so good on Tryndamere because you're gonna move a lot on the map. You're gonna go push a wave, then rotate, then pressure something, etc. And it's good to know if you're seen or not. Or for example, when I talked about like flanking, pushing mid and flanking, if you have a red trinket, you know if they know that you're coming or not, for example. So here I will be applying a bit of pressure bot, but I'm not playing for that bot turret. I'm playing for the Nexus.
Yeah, I usually do a lot of fuck up ward.
So it's
I use it just to get information and see if I can push her. I should move.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, red trinket is gonna help you more than the yellow one, in my opinion. Now I think this is a bad play. I think I should say to my duo, there is a Nash in 40 seconds. So your mission is to put vision here, and the jungler's mission is to put vision here, and Anivia's mission is to depush mid, and MF or depush top, and MF mission is to depush mid, and my mission is to push bot. We should not go crazy bot lane right now, right here. So maybe you're still gonna win it, maybe not, but I don't think this is the play. Now Nash is spawning, and I think your mission is to stay around here and pressure inhib and Nexus. So you just stay around here, and when your team is in a position to get that Nash, now you can show and go crazy, and you can even suicide for that inhib if you want. This way you guarantee a Nash to your team, and you split them. But now, by going there, you're creating a 5v5 that can go wrong. They end up going great because they decide to face check you as a team, etc. But I think that's not the best use of Tryndamere. If you were Jax, that's probably how you want to use it. Actually, like yeah, it's their mistakes more than your good play. I mean, as a team, yes, it's really good for your team to trap, but I think that you should be looking to pressure, looking to split push, looking to do what Tryndamere does, basically.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, awesome. So I mean, that was it for my review. So did that bring any question on your side regarding these games or the game in general?
And the only question that I have is like, okay, this were a situation where my team was ahead, but like my last matchup when our team are ahead, no, where all of my teammates are, well, how do I say it?
Behind or
Yeah,
losing?
behind,
Yeah.
losing. Should I play in this island where the objective is going to spawn?
Um.
Or
So the thing is, so for example, we had the example on the Herald play. I can take it from here. So there's the example on the Herald play. So here, for example, there's an objective, but
yeah,
we agreed that as a team, and as I told you, it was this series of questions. Question 1, what's the next objective? Here it's Herald. Question 2, can we get it as a team? And then if the answer is yes, is how do I help them? But if the answer is no, because here I don't think you can as a team like look to play for that Herald. I don't think it's gonna happen because you're so behind. Then you just drop it. You just drop that AD, and then you're like, okay, what's the most that I can get during that time? And you have different answers. So for example, like in this particular situation, if you think they're gonna play on Herald, you should consider cross mapping. So cross mapping is something like that happens a lot in pro play. I don't know if you watch a bit of pro play or not, but when a team decides that they're not going to contest an objective, they go on the other side of the map. Because if they're going to play for Herald, most likely they're not going to be playing in their bot jungle. They're going to be playing in the top jungle, and you're top jungle. So maybe you can look to actually invade their bot side. So you play on the opposite side of the map, not to create pressure for your team to get the objective, just because you know that they're gonna be somewhere, and then you try to be somewhere else. That would be one way of thinking of it. Or the other way is, what are they gonna be playing for, and how can I limit their impact, for example? And here you could be like, well, they want to play for turrets, etc., and then you just defend it. To the point that you get your next item or objective or anything. Like here, for example, you want to farm Stradebreaker. You're close to Stradebreaker. So you want to farm your item, but you also want to defend. So you can ask yourself, okay, where should I defend? And I think that here, what I said is that you should be the one defending versus Aurelia. That's kind of how I saw it at that point. Because again, like, you should be the one taking responsibility and making the game easier on your teammates by facing the fed one if you can hold him and they cannot. And here would be like, well, because we know that there is an objective and Aurelia is most likely going to play for that objective by splitting, because that's how she should do it. So she's going to go bot, so I'm going to go bot and just stay there and farm gold until I have my item, and then see up until we can contest an objective. But it's actually fine if you cannot contest this Herald and this Drake and this Drake and this Drake. Like, if you cannot contest them, it's gonna be always better to try to take something for it, or just defend and do what we call like turtle, you know. And you're just turtling and you're just defending and holding the base as much as possible up until what we call elder flip. At some point there's going to be an elder in the game, and you can try to go for a steal on that elder, and then you can win the fight just because you got elder, and by the time everyone will have like 3 or 4 items, so you can actually come back. But it's something that you started doing and then you stopped doing it, and people in low elo like have a hard time doing it, is realizing, if I cannot, I should not. If I cannot, I'm not going to try to make it happen magically. If I cannot break my freeze, I will go somewhere else on the map. If I cannot play for the objective, I will try to take as much as possible. And I don't think it's very safe for Tryndamere to go on the side of the objective, because after the objective, most likely, they're gonna play for mid and top. And where you can defend maybe a turret solo versus 1 player, it's hard to defend it versus 4 players. And then you'd rather send Misfortune with her ultimate, or send Jace with his Qs, rather than you by yourself. Because Tryndamere can just defend 1 wave versus a lot of champions. So you go crazy in the wave, you ult, you depush it, etc. But then you cannot do it twice, basically. So yeah, if you cannot defend that objective, so what can I get for it? Well, maybe if they're top, I can get these camps. Maybe I cannot get anything, and then I'm just gonna defend. So where should I defend? Well, top, it looks tough to defend because after the objective, most likely they're gonna go top and mid. So maybe I can defend bot, and plus, oh, but Aurelia also is really fed and she's going bot, and I can defend on Aurelia. My team cannot, or it's gonna be really hard. So I would just do that, and then on the next Drake, you kind of see, okay, well, can we defend the next Drake? And if the answer is not, well, you don't look for it. And at some point, maybe two things can happen. So either you can have an Elder flip, so they would have taken all Drakes, and maybe there's an Elder at some point that you can try to flip, or maybe there's gonna be Nash and Drake at the same time on the map, and then you can try to trade Nash for Drake or Drake for Nash. That could be a play. And then also keep in mind that sometimes you're just gonna lose the game. Like, I'm just telling you, like, the best plays, what we're gonna try to look for, but it doesn't mean that you can do it and win every single game. It's not gonna happen. I mean, you can win in this elo, you can win like 80-85% of games, but you cannot win 100% of those. So it's fine if you like, it's fine to lose it. Most important is to keep asking yourself, what's my best play here? What's my best option? What's my best situation? And try to make it happen. That's it. So those are like the things that I will be looking at. Can I def it? Can I take something on the rest of the map? And if I cannot take something, well, I would try to defend something, basically. And that's it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a lot of information. Plus, it's very like late in the night for you. So the good thing is I'm gonna upload the coach into YouTube, so you can go back on it and look at just specific parts of it. Like, you can get value from this in the long term for sure.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Do you have any other question? Anything else?
Maybe it's more like matchups and stuff like that, but I think I can do it myself.
Do you use my matchup spreadsheet? Do you have it?
Yeah, I usually see wherever I remind myself.
Okay,
But
okay. Yeah, the matchups, you're gonna win them over time. Just keep something in mind with Tryndamere. There's something that Ranger told me when he was coaching me. He told me that, and it was regarding like the items and the build, etc. But it works regarding the matchups. And he told me with Tryndamere, it's never not about the damage. It's never not about the damage. So it's always about the damage. Yeah, he could have said that this way, but he said it's never not about the damage. So for example, why do you go straight breaker? Because it doesn't give you as much damage as Kraken. It's because you're gonna go straight breaker whenever it helps you deal more damage on an opponent where you couldn't deal damage if you didn't have straight breaker. Why did we go Gale Force? It's because if you had Kraken, well, you're not gonna hit the 3 autos or 6 or 9 autos, so you need the Gale Force. And in the matchups, it's gonna be the same. Because Tryndamere, he doesn't care about how much damage the enemy has. He doesn't care about this, because he has an ult, so for 5 seconds he can live. But he cares about, during those 5 seconds, can I deal enough damage to kill my opponent? And that's it. So that's like the general thinking, like regarding the matchups. It's gonna be basically, yeah, about this. Can I like find a point where I can just damage them, and finish them off during my ulti. So that's one way of thinking about it. And during like the very like laning phase, and not mid to late game, keep in mind that the most broken part of Tryndamere that no one talks about is not his ult, it's not his early crits, it's not his W lighting up, showing you like information. It's the infinite amount of sustain. The fact that you have Q infinitely. Like the more time you have, the more health you have. And there's not one other champion that has that in the game when you think about it. For example, Gragas, yes, he has sustain on his passive, but he needs to spend mana to get sustain. When Tryndamere, he needs nothing, he needs time, he needs to press Q. So keep in mind that in many matchups, out-sustaining their HP bar or mana bar is gonna be a good way to beat them. You just, yeah, like it's fine to lose a trade, because if you wait enough and press enough Qs, you're gonna win the trade, basically. And something that I keep saying is the difference between a good and a bad situation, or a bad and a good situation with Tryndamere, is the amount of Qs that you need to press, basically. So yeah, keep those in mind. Like, it's all about the damage, and it's also regarding the trading patterns. Losing a trade can mean winning a trade, because you're gonna out-sustain the trade, basically.
Okay. Well, I think that's it for today.
Okay, awesome. Well, if that's it for you, I just have a few more questions for you. I have 2 questions and then one thing to say. I mean, I don't have a thing to say actually. Like, I will be promoting, myself, but you already like watch the content on YouTube and on Twitch, etc. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for the support. And then the 2 questions. The first one would be so asking you, so I'm trying to make you guys better as players, but I'm trying to make myself better as a coach. So if you can think of the things that I've been doing right during that session, so I can just keep doing those, but also if I've been doing anything wrong or could be improved, please let me know as well, so I can work on that.
Sure. I think I like your methods. You want to see my live games so you can respond later, because it impact in my, like, when I play the game, it impact like my decisions and stuff like that. It's like no getting me somewhere. I don't know if I explain myself.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. I think I got that.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, maybe. No, I like you use the bot and you actually using the wizard pencil, or I don't know how it's called.
Epic
The
Pen, the one that I'm using. Okay.
I think it's very certain to do the coaching to explain the waves and explain your talks in drawings. So I think that's it.
Okay, awesome.
It was a pretty good coaching. I
Okay,
think.
I'm glad that you liked it. Hopefully you're gonna see results in the next few weeks. It takes a bit of time to get the full value from a coaching. Like, you're not gonna get into like the next 5 games and win all 5 of them, or maybe, hopefully, but yeah, it's gonna take a bit of time. Okay, and then the very last question, but maybe it's a bit particular for you since you're in Mexico, because I'm trying like to try to understand how should I price my coachings. So I don't know if you have any idea in like dollars, US dollars, how what will be a fair price for that.
Well, when I always see dollars in Mexicans are like 20 pesos.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe $20, 15.
Okay.
I think it's okay.
Okay, that works. Nice, fancy. Well, thank you for the coaching. It has been a pretty nice session. I hope you enjoyed it. I think that if it's good for you, it's good for me as well. Please know that also, so you can ask me anything on YouTube or on Twitch, but you can also ask me anything on Discord about the play, your build, anything, and I will try to answer to the best of my capacity. So feel free of doing that. And yeah, so I wish you to have a really great night, because it has to be like super late for you right now. And
Yeah, 2:37 a.m.
oh yeah, it's 2:30. So okay, you're gonna have a good night of sleep. And yeah, and hopefully see you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for the coaching. Sorry the disrupt of your, I don't know. We thought that we're gonna have the coaching on Saturday, I think.
Oh,
But
but yeah, but it's only my fault. Like, you did nothing wrong. That's on me. No problem.
it
Okay,
really was nice. I will send you when I get Emerald.
let's go. We got this. Okay, well, have a great one, Fancy. Have a great night. Bonne nuit. I don't know how to say it in other languages. But yeah, I will see you soon. Have a great one. Take care.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye bye.